My name is Erin Shimoniak, and I'm the director of the KCET program. Just a couple of housekeeping notes before we begin. If you could please make sure that your cell phones are turned off, that's appreciated. And then during the ceremony, we have somebody that will be taking photographs of the students as they get their diploma. So don't worry if you feel like you're not getting a great shot. Those pictures will be available to students later. And then finally, at the end, we're going to have a short reception, and everybody is welcome to stay. Okay. Would you like to sit? Welcome to the Klamath Center for Education and Training 2022 Commencement Ceremony. I would like to briefly introduce our distinguished guest, KCC President Dr. Roberto Gutierrez. He will be our keynote speaker later on. We are here this evening to honor and recognize this year's General Equivalency Diploma recipients for their hard work, perseverance, and commitment to pursuing their educational goals. This year's graduates, all of you, have shown outstanding dedication and commitment to your goals. You have persevered through ongoing challenges caused by the pandemic, including adjusted instructional delivery, guiding your children through online schooling, dealing with increased economic uncertainty, and experiencing the overall stress and craziness that is currently so prevalent. Despite these challenges, you have not only shown up, but shown up with pride and taken charge of your academic journey, working to better your life and the lives of your families. This year's graduates have grand plans beyond earning a GED. Some have chosen to serve our country by joining the military. Others have applied to apprenticeships or other programs like welding, certified nursing assistant, or the College of Cosmetology. And still others will be working towards degrees in psychology or engineering. Whatever you choose to study, we are extremely proud of you, and we are fully confident that you will succeed. In the next portion of this ceremony, we are honored to hear from two of our GED recipients. It is my pleasure to introduce 2022 KCET GED graduate and student speaker, Miss Emily Ramos. Emily completed her GED in December and has since been working part-time as a work experience student in the Community Education Department, as she also works towards an Associate of General Studies degree, Once she graduates from KCC, Emily plans to continue her education, eventually pursuing a career in zoo and aquarium science. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Emily Ramos.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Emily. I'm glad to be here with you all on this celebratory day. So let me introduce myself. My full name is Emily Ramos. I was born and raised in Southern California and moved here to Oregon 6 years ago with my family. I dropped out of high school the first year before I moved here, and I tried returning back to high school not long after we settled down, but I didn't feel that it was suitable for me. I rarely enjoyed school. Classes were boring. I didn't feel motivated or interested. Before I started working, I tried getting my GED from the KCET program. Still, again, I wasn't motivated, so I didn't finish and started working. Instead, I realized I wanted more out of life. I wanted to find a career that I enjoyed every day. So I came back to the KCET program. This time around, it took a considerable amount of motivation and support from my family. I desperately wanted to finally achieve my goal in getting my GED. After passing my final exam, I successfully completed my goal, but I didn't stop there. I took the time to decide if I wanted to return back to school. I heard of the grant called the Oregon Promise, and I knew I would definitely regret passing on that opportunity. So now I'm here with you all with my GED certificate and taking courses here at KCC. Although I'm still trying to find my path, but for now taking it one step at a time. I just wanted to thank my family for standing by my side through my continuing journey. And giving me the support and motivation I needed. Julie Andrews once said, "Perseverance is failing 19 times, but succeeding the 20th. I want to say congratulations to you all, and thank you. Now I'll turn the podium back to Dr. Shimoniak.
Thank you, Emily. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce 2022 KCET GED graduate and student speaker, Miss Alicia Van Vliet. Alicia, Alicia completed her GED in November and has since been working full-time towards an Associate of Science degree at KCC. Once she graduates, Alicia plans to transfer to Oregon State University to pursue a bachelor's degree in bioengineering. Alicia is considering a career in bioprinting, but is also interested in marine biology. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Alicia Van Vliet.
You'd think after taking a term of speech class, this would be easier. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Van Vliet, and it is an honor to be able to speak to you all today. When Aaron and Yolanda asked me to do the speech, I honestly wasn't sure what I was going to say because, to be honest, I didn't have any special story that brought me here. I basically came to KCC to get my GED because after dropping out of high school, no one would hire me. I couldn't get a job. So I came here and Mr. Long and Miss Shimoniak and Miss Medina opened my eyes to the many different things that were offered here at KCC, which showed me that I didn't have to settle with just my GED and getting a basic job. So I worked hard and managed to finish my GED in only 12 weeks. And many people have asked me why finishing so quickly was so important. And the only two reasons I have was because the Oregon Promise deadline was coming up and I wanted to take advantage of the scholarship as soon as possible and not have to wait for it to start up later. Because for me, I hate waiting. I'm not a patient person. So if I wait too long, I tend to lose interest and not follow through. So the second one was because I wanted to get started with college classes as soon as possible, while my brain was still holding at least some of the information we had gotten in the GED classes. Once I finished my GED, I realized it was just the beginning. It was simply a stepping stone to a new future, which I am proud to say that I am currently working on. I enrolled in college classes before I even completed my final exam, which a couple of people had advised me not to do, but I did it anyway. And I haven't stopped since. So I really owe a great big thank you to Mr. Long for being such a great teacher. He really helped us to see how learning can be a lot of fun and that we didn't have to settle with something we didn't want. His enthusiasm throughout the term really made a big difference to me. I also like that he didn't make any of us ever feel out of place or bad for struggling or making mistakes. And instead challenged us to not just know about it, but to actually understand it. And I'd also like to thank everyone else involved with KCET for putting up with my never-ending questions and bugging them about my test approvals and if they'd come yet. But also for always being encouraging and willing to listen when things seem to get overwhelming. In closing, I hope everyone else enjoyed their experience getting their GED as much as I did, and that you never give up with chasing your dreams wherever they may lead you. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn the podium back over to Dr. Shimoniak.
Thank you, Alicia. Next, I would like to introduce the leader of our institution who worked tirelessly to keep us open during the pandemic when most other GED programs around the state were closed, who understands the impact of offering low-cost GED and English as a second language classes to our community, and who continues to support our students and programming by creating various funding and scholarship opportunities. And perhaps most importantly, he promotes a welcoming, inclusive, and accessible college environment where students can pursue their educational goals and achieve their dreams. Please welcome former GED graduate, 2022 keynote speaker, and your biggest supporter, KCC President, Dr. Roberto Gutierrez.
I'm glad you mentioned that I also got my GED at a community college. Let's see, from the GED to a PhD. So maybe that's a speech for another time, but not today. So welcome to my club. So good afternoon. I'm glad to be here and experience your enthusiasm, your joy, and all that calls for such an occasion as graduation. It brings families, community, and educators together. This occasion also provides an opportunity for me to share information with you that will enhance your understanding and equip you with facts needed to succeed in today's employment and occupational society. Graduates, you are living in a different workforce era than your grandparents or your parents. Let me explain. It used to be that just with a GED or a high school education, you could get a good middle-class job. Here in K Falls, it was the mills. Many of your, again, parents or grandparents went to work there, and it was good work. It provided for your families, good middle-class salaries. Those jobs and similar jobs that don't require some kind of post-secondary education, they're gone. And the way it's looking, they're definitely not coming back. Let me explain a little bit more by giving you some data. The latest U.S. Department of Labor statistics show 70% of all new middle-class jobs will require some kind of trade or college education. The other 30%, well, it'll probably stay that way. There's always a need to flip burgers or sweep floors at minimum wage, or some will say poverty wages. Now, if you're living at home and you're working your way through college, or that's not a bad thing. But if you want to raise a family, it's very difficult. So as you can see, you are going to need some kind of technical, trade, or college education to earn a good living and to start and to be part of a strong middle class. Additionally, research shows that the number one cause of failed marriages is finances. As you can see, your upcoming decision, whether to move on to college or not, will be one of the most significant decisions of your life. This decision is very important, so I'm going to repeat this. 70% of new middle-class jobs will require some kind of post-GED or high school education. The rest is minimum wage employment. Very difficult to raise a family on that. Number one cause of failed marriages is finances. It is a vicious circle. As you can see, it's important that you continue your education. Education after your GED does not necessarily mean a doctorate, master, or even a bachelor's degree. An associate's degree, a college certificate, or a technical trade will also get you there. I'm just going to go through some that we have here at KCC. Electrician, accounting, dental hygienist, paralegal, a police officer, registered nurse, pharmacy tech, a welder, nurse assistant, certified auto tech, commercial driver's license, CDL, firefighter, certified teacher, early childhood education, airline pilot, digital media, and many, many others. There's some that I left out. I may hear from some of the faculty if they're here. Learning these technical skills to earn a living is a very good thing. However, you're also going to learn the following things in college: how to write better, how to compile your thoughts and present them, a good speaker, and finally, how to learn. First, when I began to write, I realized that my thoughts were usually a jumble, half-baked, incoherent impulses strung together with gaping logical holes between them. I definitely improved my writing in college. So whether a teacher, a business executive, a marketing consultant, or a college president, writing forces you to make choices, and it brings clarity and order to your ideas. Whatever you do in life, the ability to write clearly, cleanly, and I would add sometimes quickly, will prove to be a priceless, lifelong skill. Second, in college, you are going to be taught how to speak and speak your mind. That means you got to back up what you say on data and so on. See, without that, all you have is an opinion, and everybody's got one of those. An important part of your grade in many college courses is discussion groups or presentations. Your professors are going to judge you on the process of verbally thinking through the subject matter and present your analysis and conclusion. Speaking clearly and concisely is a big advantage in life. And finally, the strength of a comprehensive college education is that it teaches you how to learn, which includes reading in a variety of subjects, ascertaining data, analyzing information, and deriving intelligent decisions. Whatever job you take, I guarantee that the specific technical skill that you will learn in any vocation, whatever it is, will eventually change. That's why you need to learn how to learn. And given the pace of change that is transforming industries and professions these days, you will need the skill of learning throughout your professional career. Therefore, my challenge for you today is to continue your education. You're not just doing it for you, you're also doing it for your current or future spouse and your children. See, another data that shows that if I want to see a person that's moving on to college and how they make it, I want to see, the first thing I want to see is were their parents college educated, because that's the biggest factor, whether their children were college educated. So what that means that if you get college educated, more than likely, the probability is really high your children will follow your lead, your modeling. I so firmly believe in the power of education that I will make the following guarantee tonight. One, you will be automatically accepted at KCC. I believe you already received a letter from us that states that. But two, very important, we will scholarship your first year. We will waive the tuition for the class of 2022. So that's all of you. Over the table is a clipboard. I think Vice President Schul has it. Please put your contact information and we will call you to start the process. Remember what I just said. We will scholarship you the first year. You will be automatically accepted, no tuition for you. We'll make it work. So we're doing our part, you do your part. Put yourself on that clipboard. So in closing, remember this. Education is the one thing no one can ever take away from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. What an awesome opportunity for all of you. Next, please turn your attention to a special video from our online GED faculty and lead instructor, Nicole Mace. Immediately following Ms. Mace's video, and in the tradition of Klamath Community College GED Commencement, the KCET faculty will announce the candidates for GED certificates.
Well, hello there, Nicole here. So I'm so sad that I can't be with you in person to celebrate your accomplishment, but if we have Well, hello there, Nicole here. So I'm so sad that I can't be with you in person to celebrate your accomplishment, but if we have learned anything in the last 2 years, it's the fact that if you're not able to be in person, it doesn't mean that you are disconnected. The world has changed. Attaining an education no longer requires a specific 4 walls, a day, and time. In fact, many of our students have full-time jobs, families of their own, and a long list of responsibilities that they really thought that this goal would never fit into their real schedule. This is why the KCET program and I feel so strongly about providing a high-quality online learning program so that access is never the barrier between advancing education and achieving those dreams. In the last 2 years, we have really learned that a flexible schedule, constant instructor presence, and a clear roadmap are the actual requirements for more of our community members to reach their potential. I'm so incredibly proud of every student sitting here today, especially my online students. You have overcome obstacles, real-life challenges, and still, you are here with this goal done. You are incredible, and I'm so excited to see what you do next. All the way from Kentucky, I'd like to say congratulations to our 2022 graduates. Next, please welcome KCET member Ms. Ana Mercado Rojano de Ratliff to announce our candidates.
Oh, wow. So let's see. It is my pleasure to announce the candidates in General Equivalence Diploma, the GED. And I'm going to start with Emily Ann Ramos. Alicia Christine Bamblett. Sierra Barrett. Marta Patricia Paez Caldera. Cielo Angélica González. Karen Eugenia Enríquez. Colleen Renee Entrinken. Star Nobilia Barker. Dakota Scott Cook. Awesome. Well, our next faculty to announce candidates is Dr. Cassie DeFilippo.
It is my pleasure to announce the candidates in General Equivalency Diploma GED. Mindy Roberts. Savannah Wiles. Shreya Mingus. Melissa Chandler. Terry Boucher. Zachary White. Our next faculty to announce candidates is Mr. Joseph Long.
Oops, that's all right. It is my pleasure and an honor to announce the candidates for General Equivalency Diploma, GED. Jeremiah J. Scott Harrison. Jessica Marie Chen Chalon. That's been a tough one. TJ Kohler. Chelsea Sleater. Quentin Ray Filsinger. Devin Manus. Yeah. Tanya Martinez. William Tell Jackson Kuhn. To close the ceremony, I'm going to turn the podium back over to Dr. Gutierrez for closing comments.
I was asked by one of you a little while ago, well, is that all we have to do to get scholarship? Just fill out the form? Well, you got to get into the process at the college. I mean, that's the beginning. There's some forms you got to fill out and so on to make sure you are registered. But there are some forms, But that's the beginning of the process. This has never happened before. We cannot guarantee it next year for the next GED graduates. But we hope to have enough finances to start this trend to really back up what we just said. Education is a great equalizer. That can never be taken away from you. We're doing our part, but now it's time to do yours. Okay, just one last thing that we will require of you before we proceed, before we close this. Graduates, we have one final requirement before we can officially say that you have graduated. Please stand. This doesn't require any more tests. Yay! Any more lines, any more money, or even trip to campus until you come back in this fall. Yet it does require your listening skills and participation. Take your left hand and reach over to your tassel and move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. You're now officially a graduate of Klamath Community College GED program. Graduate. Thank you. Thank you. So Now, on behalf of the Board of Trustees at Klamath Community College, I declare this ceremony at a close. You feel free to mingle with your parents or your family members. So again, thank you.